Get out of my way, Frank. Please, Dr. Marvin, I don't want to lose my job.
Pretty well held belief that that's what they were used for. Well, it's not something I'd thought about either, Johnny. That the pyramids, there's never been a bloody mummy or a human remains found in them. I didn't give it much thought until I saw this little bit on Joe Rogan. Oh, Joe, he knows what he's fucking talking about.
They definitely don't. Archaeologists have attributed it to certain pharaohs, but there's a lot of problems with that. First of all, the Great Pyramids, they said they think they're tombs, right? But there's no evidence they're tombs. They've never found like pharaohs in them or anything.
Yeah, aren't they? They're burial chambers.
No. Those are different areas. That's not the pyramids. Not the pyramids themselves.
There have never been any mummies or sarcophagus discovered in the Great Pyramid of Giza. This is a well-told fairy tale from the classic Egyptologists.
They haven't? He said that no human remains have ever been found in them, so it all seems to be bloody speculation about what the fucking hell they were used for. Well, yeah. Yeah, the Great Pyramids of Giza. I'm not talking about those shitty old dirt ones out way in the middle of nowhere and all that sort of crap. Jesus Christ. I'm talking about those three beauties there, right in town. Yeah. Oh yes, there's the mainstream science. They're obviously built as some sort of a tomb for a king or whatever, but how do they know that?
It's possible that another culture, 20,000 years ago or whatever, had figured out a way to innovate the way we have with combustion engines and electronics, but in a completely different way. I don't know what they would use. I don't know how they did it. But if you imagine human beings going from the Roman Empire 2,000 years ago to what we enjoy today, that's a tiny blip in time when you're talking about 20,000, 30,000 years. If these people figured out some form of technology that we still haven't figured out yet, it's totally possible that that could be the case.
They're only going on bloody 200 years of dogma, mainstream science dogma, that says that this is what's happened and it all's got to fit in line with the time scale and everything, and nothing can be changed from that. So, going over this for the 100th time, what do you think they are? But Johnny, just imagine if the human race wiped itself out with a nuclear war, say, which doesn't sound too improbable, actually. Oh, Johnny, I don't know about that, geez. Human-type aliens, a bit like us, came down 1,000 years after we'd all... Aliens coming down, yeah, after we'd all blown ourselves to fucking smithereens and found all this stuff and found this and found that and said, wonder what these people are like. And they saw the pyramids. They wouldn't naturally just jump to the... Well, they must have built these with bloody rolling logs and pulling fucking sleds up these great big fucking slopes and all that sort of shit. They wouldn't immediately jump to that. They'd say, well, there must have been some big technology used to make these. What sort of technology were they using? Oh, yeah, I suppose they would look at it from a different point of view. You're right. Oh, no, they can't have been built by a former civilization because there's no former civilization. It just wasn't there. But they wouldn't think that, the aliens. They'd be saying, by Jesus, they'd be looking at it without bias. The whole pyramid thing, the whole Egyptian thing.
You want answers?
And I think if we did more research and work into what the original stories are, rather than the British, French, sort of Western story that we've made for Egypt.
Well, mainstream's not going to admit that they weren't some sort of a bloody royal tomb, because if they admitted that, that opens up a whole Pandora's box of, well, then what the fucking hell were they for? And they don't like to answer that, because if it's a tomb and they stick to it being a tomb, then everything seems to fall into place as nature intended over the last couple of 100 years of science. I don't know, Johnny. I don't know, it's very controversial.